I am right back. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, God's commandment, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. It'll be done the right way. You know, there's other areas in the Old Testament here about being in debt and forgiving debt at a certain time. I think it's like after 7 years, you forgive your brethren's debt. Now, brethren, what's a brethren? Is that a brother? Huh? Is that a family member? It's not talking about somebody that you loan money from America to somebody in Puerto Rico or Canada or some other place. We're talking about the brethren here. Nobody talks about that. That's how you keep your family members going right. You share in your funds, and you don't borrow stupidly like it's done today. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. Now, in order to figure out or to understand what that was, you have to go further back in the book and find out what happened to Moses when he came out of Egypt. When just Moses left Pharaoh and he went out, and you find out what God, how God chose him to do this work here. Now, we're going to do something real cool here. Check this out, man. Osaka. I got to do a Rubio. Direct from the river of life, Jesus. Now that was chapter 18. I think I said 18 in the middle, in the beginning. That was chapter 18. Now we're going on to chapter 19. Stronger stuff. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, 3 months after they left Pharaoh, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. I think that was a desert. For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, this is God telling Moses to tell the peeps. If you will obey me, this is what's going to happen to you. And keep my covenant, my promise. Then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. That's God's claim. No man can claim. God's claim. Now today, Trump, now I don't know if Trump is a godly man. I'm not trying to tell you any of that stuff. But I read earlier, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, about this one guy that God used, who wasn't a godly dude, only part way. God used him for his purpose. I believe God is going to use Trump for his purpose. So let's give him a chance to do it. All the earth is mine, says God. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord hath spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. He told God all the things that the people said. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. And be ready against the third day, for the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. These guys are down in the desert at the base of the mountain. And God is going to descend from wherever he is. And in my opinion, he's everywhere. He's just going to gather himself right up there on the mountain. And the way he does it is probably pretty freaky. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mountain, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. In other words, don't have any sex, man. Keep clean. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. I can't even describe that any better than that. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mountain. The nether part. Yeah, if you know the definition of nether, you tell me. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. I told you. Awesome. Now, there must have been 1,000,000 people down there. I say 1,000,000, but they were 400 years in Egypt, And they were getting wives and having babies and having babies and having babies. Because there wasn't any Planned Parenthood back in them days. Somebody wanted to kill a kid, they just killed him. There wasn't any law that said you can kill your baby in the womb. That's American, huh? So-called American. That's the evil one that has taken over the court that I talked about a couple minutes ago. Talk about clean women. Whoa. Filthy. Now, don't get the wrong idea. If you ever did anything like that, all you got to do is humble yourself before God. Not people, but God. And He will forgive and forget all your sins. It's pretty simple. Another Rubio. Aha. This is verse 19 in chapter 19. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. God spoke to Moses like I am speaking to me. I see me right there. He used his voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses. Turn this page here. The Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. All that thunder and lightning and fire and quakes, and he went up. That guy had some big onions, huh? And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. They want to see. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away. God can see down here, Moses can't see. Nuts. Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priest and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth unto them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Now we're going into chapter 20. Extremely important. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. His name is not Allah, or Buddha, or some other garbage thing. That's filth. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. That's the key. If you keep his commandments, if you do what he says, that's when the mercy shows up. This making any graven image or likeness of anything in heaven or on the earth or under the water, you go into a Catholic church, you see the graven images, you see the statues everywhere. The Catholics pray to Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They can't hear. You know who's real? It can hear the prayer. God can hear it, but he's not listening to you. He's not paying attention. He says, you pray to me. You enter into your closet. Don't be deceived by these popes and cardinals, and especially that clown up in New York. Oh, my God. That guy looks like he eats at the Golden Corral every day. Now, that's verse 6 in chapter 20. This light's a little bit strong here. Verse 6, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Not just the ho-hum Christian. You got to jump into this with 2 feet, man. You got to get into it big time. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember this is the 4th one. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. The holy. Keep it holy. Not Sunday. That's the first day of the week. The Sabbath day is the 7th. Saturday. That's the Sabbath. There's the commandment. Now, there are some churches out there or some congregations and the denominations that worship on Saturday. There are some. But a lot of their doctrine is a little bit screwy. But they chose the right day. Anybody that goes on Sunday, well, there's the mistake right at the front. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day, here it is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, or thy son, or thy daughter, thy manservant, thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Now, when this commandment was given out, it wasn't like today where we got airplanes flying and choo-choo trains going. It wasn't the same. It's not the same. So don't be confused about this not working on the 7th day. That's a must today. That's what we've evolved into. That's the only evolving that's really going on other than the U.S. Senate. You can see a lot of people evolving there. And the House of Representatives. And occasionally one of the clowns, the communist Muslims, that happens to become president, he's still evolving too, but he's evolving in the wrong direction. He's going right into the jungle, man. He's going back in there and swinging from the trees. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and he's talking about the 7th day, and hallowed it. He made it holy. I'm going to read verse 11 again here. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth. Now, well, I'll be right back.